in the mind. So whatever. Now this X-ray machine has rare materials in it, so we value those materials more. We say only reason why we do that, supply and demand. We want to make sure that there's still a supply of it. So so why they raise the prices? They want to say, let's make sure the people that have the most money, and they say those are the people that deserve it the most, or the people that value it the most. That's a better way to put it. That's a nice way to put it, and that's the truth too. People that value it the most, and that's not actually always the truth. The people with the most money, people willing to spend the most on it, you could say that they value it the most, but that's actually, that whole argument is wrong too. Because like I said, Oprah has a golden toilet bowl, so she's saying that she don't value gold that much. She just has the money to spend on it. There might be someone that values gold a hell of a lot more. They might really cherish their one little string piece of gold around their neck more than Oprah. And I don't care if Oprah has a gold toilet bowl, and I don't care if she loves it or she doesn't love it. I mean, she shits on gold. Somebody else might need that. There's gold in all types of electronics. I think that's more needed. But how someone feels about something doesn't, just because they have the, if we all had the same amount of money, then you could really be able to judge how much somebody feels about something by the cost of what they pay for it. Because if you really wanted something, you'll spend all your money on that over somebody else. That's if we all had the same amount of money. And that's why I'm going to make Time is Money, that's coming soon, where we all have the same amount of time. So we don't got to say money. I'm going to say we all have the same amount of time. Now I'm getting off track. I'm getting way off track. So they value the materials in that X-ray machine more, and they say they put a higher price on it just because they want to keep a supply of it. Just say only rich people get it. So now less people are buying it. People aren't just buying it, frivolously because it's cheap. What I'm saying this is rare. We want to make sure there's still always a supply of it. So whoever has the most money to pay for it, they're gonna use it in a proper way, supposedly, and blah 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 blah. So that makes the X-ray machine cost more than something of the same size. Oh shit! Something of the same size that has the same materials in it. Um, we got metal in a lot of things that aren't thing, but some things, and then the intelligence that it takes to make an X-ray machine. People wanted to get paid for that. They said, well, everybody can't make an X-ray machine, so therefore supply and demand again. Supply, it sounds more like supply and demand and demand. That's what it really sounds like. But anyways, I'm gonna leave that one alone because I could break that down a lot more too. But I'm gonna leave that alone because it's not really capitalism. I don't think it is bad. I don't think it's evil. It's just not the best way to do things all the time. And it could be fair if we naturalize the resources so everybody could have a guaranteed job. Then I think it would be more on fair grounds. But let me get back. I'm going down the side street again. Let me go back to what I was saying. Um, okay, so the X-ray machine, it has rare materials in it, and then the intellectual property that it takes. Everybody doesn't know how to make an X-ray machine. Everybody knows how to shape a piece of whatever and make a toy. Anybody could, shape. You can't do it good. Anybody could shape something and call it a toy. You know what I'm saying? So when you shape something that it has to be shaped a perfect way for it to work. The only reason why that costs more, you're doing the same job. You're shaping something and it takes you a certain amount of time, and someone else shapes something, but you know, it doesn't have to be a perfect way to work. They could just shape it any old way they want to. So anybody could shape anything any old way they want to, but to shape something and put every piece in the perfect way and have every circuit go to a certain thing, it takes, let's say it takes more time, or it doesn't take more time. Let's say it takes the same amount of time to do that as it does to shape something big. Um, but the big thing that you shaped, a marble structure or something, it doesn't take the intelligence. I don't want to say intelligence because it's a bad example, because artistic ability and something that's technical is two different planes. But anyways, whatever doesn't take as much intelligence to shape but at the same time that it takes to shape something technical, all right, the only difference is the technical, is the intellectual thing that everybody doesn't know how to do this. So I'm gonna say it costs more. So now you got that added to the fake value. Well, the value of the thing just went up because of the rareness of people don't know how to make this thing. There might be some rare minerals and rare materials in it, and then it's really needed. If this is a life save, well, this is hospital equipment, so everything in the hospital to save people's lives and help people, blah, 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 is already gassed up. So people really need this thing, so I'm going to raise the price even more. So that's why something that may take the same time to build as something that's less technical, maybe not as needed, just like a sculpture or something like that, may cost less. But art is always, art could be millions or it could be worth nothing. This is art, so that's not a good analogy. That's not something good to go back and forth with. But anyways, so now this thing costs, this X-ray machine costs all this money. Boom. Now I'm trying to get back on the main road, and now I went all over the fucking place on that one. Let's see if I get back to where I was at. So, if not, I could just rewind this tape and start over. But all right. So now the X-ray machine's built, and it's sold. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I really did go all over the place. So we're talking about somebody trying to do this themselves, right? Blah 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 blah. Atlas shrugged. If somebody made it themselves. Okay, okay. So now the Republicans was somebody that's rich and intelligent. They would say, okay, boom, 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 boom. That's why their thing is worth more, and it's all because of gassed up value, right? Now, what's the difference between them making high tech equipment versus somebody that's a farmer? Why can't the farmer say my thing is of value too? Everybody needs to eat. Now think about this. Their thing is of way more value than any kind of medical equipment. If you don't eat, you damn sure gonna need that medical equipment. But even after that, you still gonna need to eat. You feel me? So food is the number one most valued. Get this funky ass mouse up out of here. Food is the number one most valued thing. These funkies playing games. Food is the number one most valued thing in the world. Unless you're a ghost or a spiritual being on a higher plane, then you don't need to eat. Now, why can't the farmer charge $1 million for food? If every farmer came together and said, we're charging $1 million for food now because these guys get to charge whatever they want for their high-tech equipment, that's not necessary for life. Food is more necessary for life. Why can't the charger? Why can't the farmer say, you want a truckload of anything? It's going to be $1 million. So any factory that wants to turn food into something else, it's going to be $1 million. Because y'all got all this money. Why can't I have it too? Shit. I mean, I'm making food, motherfucker. This you need this shit. If if nobody makes the food, if everybody went on strike and said we ain't making food this year, everybody that's doing anything technical, they think they're so high and so mighty, and they're holding the world together. You're holding the world on your shoulders. We could get rid of all that equipment. Everybody will still be living. We won't be living like kings. We won't be living with ease and all this other stuff, or whatever they want to call it. If you want to call that living like a king, it's all on your perspective. Some people would rather live in the woods and live a simple life. You can't say just because your standard is this, that everyone's standard should meet your standard. It don't work like that. And that's why people got into colonization and all this other bullshit saying that our way of life is better, so follow us. But I'm gonna leave that one alone. I ain't gonna get into all of that as yet. Um. So, anyways, what the farmers? So all the farmers charge $1 million too. They say, Y'all want an Atlas Shrug? Okay, we're gonna Atlas Shrug too. Make your own food. Well, they could say now they could say, well, we'll get a robot to do it. We'll make a robot and he'll make all our food. But the point I was trying to say is these fools, these fools would never have robots. They would never have industrialized. They would never have done nothing if other people wasn't making their shit. So what if the farmer did that back in the days? Back in the old days. Um, he started to see Einstein type people and all these Plato's and the Socrates and all these other people. They're living like kings just by using their mind, and they're whatever they invented. They charge a lot of money for whatever they invent because it's so rare and whatever. Well, how about we gonna make food rare? I'm not making any food unless y'all niggas charge, unless I get as much money as these Plato's and Socrates and Confucius or whoever the hell. I don't know if they even made money like that back in those days, or if they just did it for whatever. But they had to eat somehow while they were sitting around thinking all day. So, so if the farmers did that back in the days, of course, you know what happened. The military government would take over and motherfucker, they'll enslave you. But even if they enslaved you, you wouldn't have to work. You could choose to die. If everybody, so they say, well, if I don't get paid what he gets paid, fuck it, you can, you know what I mean, you do blah 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 blah. But they didn't do that. Is what I'm saying. And because they didn't do that, everybody else was able to do the more intelligent stuff to benefit society. And why do you do that stuff anyways? It's to benefit other people. But now with the capitalist system, it's more like to benefit yourself. It's like I'm not gonna invent something unless it brings me benefit. I'll help you out. It will help you out, but I'm only doing it to really help myself out. And that's what that comes down to. Um, so yeah, if the gold miners and all the miners, all the people that did all the hard labor works, if they wanted to get their real value, they would be the richest ones on the planet. And there wouldn't be no Atlas Shrugged except for, And of course, they say, of course, someone's going to say, well, those jobs don't require as much intelligence. So if they didn't do it, anybody could fill that void. But I'm saying if nobody and lower intelligence did it, if let's say if they just said, well, we know you, let's say if they got a message from the future, hey, these people are going to Atlas Shrug y'all asses. So if I was you, I would just do it to them first. Say we're not gonna make extra food for y'all. We're just gonna make food for ourselves and our people. Since we're just the dummies that are not intelligent enough